What? I don't understand what's happening. Is he singing about you?
You wouldn't get it, man.
What is happening? This has got off the rails from the start. Who's introducing who here?
You can steer the whole thing.
Claire's in charge of this one because I didn't even know it was happening until 20 minutes ago.
Sweet.
Claire's known you longer, I think.
What?
I think you've known Chunk longer than me.
I think I have.
This is our first guest.
I met you when I was 16 or 15. I'm 31 now. So 15 years ago.
Yeah. It's the regular age I try and meet girls. My name's Josh Giddy. I play basketball for the Oklahoma City Thunder. Claire's brother worked at the shop that I worked at, and Claire did like work experience at a skate shop, which is like, and then obviously worked out pretty well for her. But it's a pretty terrible place to do work.
Yeah, I've never actually thought about it. That work experience was a pretty good decision.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, I'd like to think I played a pretty large role.
Well, I got a job there as well.
Still haven't introduced your guest.
We have Chunk, Chris.
Yep, either or.
Chris Jepson.
Chris Jepson.
What a man.
And how long have you been in the industry?
Probably
a while. Yeah, a while. I think I was like you. I got a job at a skate shop like when I was really young.
Was it First Trigger or was it
No, it was another one around the corner. It's not there anymore. It's called Skate Factor. They also do rollerblades and that because I was pretty rad at rollerblading when I was, 12 years old or something. So it was near me, and I got a job before. What's the age you can start to work? I just used to hang out 14, there all the time.
14.
And then I convinced them to give me money to hang out there.
That's how skate shops work.
Yeah, that's kind of how it worked. And then, I've floated around since then.
So was that Trigger Brothers?
Nah, not that one. No, that was called Skate Factor.
Skate Factor. That's a terrible name for a skate shop. Far out. I thought our name was bad. No,
they were. Yeah, I was going to say they were. It's not that creative.
Hey, we crushed it. And people still ring up and ask if we sell scooters.
Oh, I had a dude yesterday being like, I swear to God you do. And I'm like, mate.
27 years, never sold a scooter, but we still get rung up every day for a scooter. And we called it Boarders.
Well, I mean, obviously you've seen Back to the Future, so now how skateboards were invented. So you can see how people will get confused.
That confusion's obvious then, isn't it?
Yeah.
Far out. What was I thinking? Oh, well, so anyway, so when was Trigger Brothers? When did you guys met later, obviously.
So Trigger Brothers is it's still there. It's a shop there. They had a few shops around the place, but they had one in St Kilda, and then they moved that shop to Paran, and I was there around that time. So when I finished school, I think I started working there.
Yeah, right.
Shane Carter was still working there at the time.
Is he from Trigger Brothers Melbourne?
Yeah.
Is that where he started? Paran?
Well,
was he skating the vert ramp?
He grew up in Albury, but then he moved down and was living in Frankston. And
right. So he's an Albury boy as well.
Yeah. Why? Who else?
Scotty, Boardman.
There's two of them.
Two. Yeah, well, that's a lot. There's not that many people, right?
Do you think either of them were from Wodonga?
I'm not sure. I think Scotty might have been from Wodonga. I'm not sure. No, I think he's Albury. Fuck. Not sure. I could be giving misinformation. We could be fake newsing it.
Yeah.
No, I don't know. They're both from Albury, Wodonga.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right, there you go.
How long
and for those of you who don't know who Shane Carter is, he's the Burton.
Do you know his job title?
Master.
I think he's
the master
the
of
national
Burton.
Brand manager or sales manager.
I don't know.
Yeah.
We don't sell
Not
Burton.
in inverted. That's actually what he is. You don't need the inverted commas.
Who cares? Master of Burton, Australia.
How long did you work at Trigger for?
Kind of on and off for 10 years, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What age were you when I met you then?
16. Both definitely 16. No. Well, I don't know. We can do the maths now.
I'm 31.
7 years
Yeah,
older
so I'd
than
have been
you.
like 21 or something like that.
Yeah.
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 I'm 38 now.
Yeah.
Why did you... I'm still confused.
My older brother worked
Julius
at,
worked at Trigger Brothers.
Yeah.
Right, and he got you work experience there,
yeah.
and you rocked up.
And then
this guy was
Julius
there.
went and
but he
did-
looked like the dude in the rap video.
Yeah.
Right,
And
not like
Julius
what we
went
see
to
today.
Canada and stopped working at Trigger, and I started working at Trigger, and I was like doing like 2 afternoon shifts, and you'd just make me scrape snowboards out the back.
Yeah, well, it was pretty...
Wax,
And,
really?
yeah.
Shit.
And
Rough.
vacuum. It was like
And look at you now.
running the
vacuuming.
place.
Yeah,
We
well,
have a
it was
machine to do
was
that.
Yeah.
easy because
It was super easy.
You weren't an idiot. So like, it was
Yeah.
quite easy to keep you on there. And I think everyone liked it. Yeah, we all liked
Actually,
you. Yeah, so.
I still remember the first question you asked me when you interviewed. Well, asked me
That's
when I
quite
handed my
nice.
resume in. You're like, "Can you grip a board?" And I was like, "Nah." But my mind went straight to you showing me how to grip a board, but I never did it. And I was like, "Yeah, I've been shown. I reckon I could do it."
Did you do it?
Yeah. She's the fastest person I've ever taught to grip a board.
Oh, hang on, wait. I'm
Hang
pretty
on.
sure she just said I taught her how to
True. But you never let her have a go. I let
No,
her
I
have
just
a go.
watched you.
Yeah,
boards.
because it's like the control freak thing. Like, yeah, I'll show you. Nah, look, I got this. You can do the next one.
Yeah, and the next one never comes.
No.
Yeah, I don't know, but I remember Claire picking things up very fast from day one. She didn't have to scrape boards. I don't think we've ever scraped boards, have we?
What do
No,
you
when
do with it?
we were
Got a
more
machine, mate.
we were more of a
Got a
skate
machine.
shop.
Just the roller thing. Is that
We do
scraping good?
we offer hand waxes, but I don't think Claire's ever done
Do
them.
ya?
No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I felt like I
They
did
don't.
my time at Trigger that I'm like, I'm not fucking doing
I
that
don't
again.
think she's ever done one.
Yeah, but you could credit us for your incredible cardio now, I reckon.
Yeah, that and vacuuming were my 2 jobs.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, well, you got to start
Well,
somewhere.
Your hand scrape all these boards, you need to do a lot of
You do
vacuuming.
vacuum. There's shit everywhere. So then from
Yeah.
Trigger, you went to how long were you at Trigger?
Oh, like a year, because then I
okay.
moved to Sydney.
Right. So you came up here when you were like 17.
Yeah, 16, 17. And then I did HSC and then got a job at Borders.
Oh, God. That went quick.
Yeah.
So you went from Trigger
It's
to
a pretty
Bentley?
short book we're writing.
Yeah. Okay. Did you go straight from Trigger to Bentley?
Nah, I went
To the rap video scene?
No, I worked for Forum for a bit.
When
when-
they were with Circa?
No, when Forum got taken over by
Right.
Expression Sports. Huh?
Expression Sports.
Yeah, that was like pre-Burton Australia. They took over.
After Convict had it.
I don't know.
Because Convict had it for a while.
Me and Tomo were like, he was like the New South Wales guy and I was the Melbourne guy for Forum. And we were doing like Nixon watches and stuff.
Oh, I remember the...
Wasn't
Okay.
Ralph Forum for a
Ralph
while?
took the job after me when
Everyone
I
let it
left.
crack.
So how did I meet Ralph through Trigger Brothers?
Because Ralph and Shane are really good friends. Ralph
'Cause-
was just like a Trigger Brothers guy.
Yeah, Shane. I remember meeting Shane through Trigger because he was Burton, but I don't
What do you
remember
mean he
how.
was a Trigger Brothers guy?
Because he was super good friends with Shane. So he was just someone
Oh, just
always
that guy hanging around.
around the way. Yeah.
Oh,
Because I
gotcha.
always remember Ralph coming into the shop, and that's how I know Ralph
Yeah.
from Trigger.
So he's
And
just a
I
customer.
thought he was Forum because I remember.
He was, but that was after that.
Okay.
He was like, he used to run some part of like the Metro nightclub in
Yeah,
Melbourne.
because I got that
Yeah.
was my first board, Forum Craft, and I got a discount by dropping Ralph's name.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, yeah, I work at this shop. Ralph said it was sweet.
Well, who would have thought the little skate industry podcast has turned out to be one incestuous little circle?
Yeah,
it
dude,
is.
no one leaves the industry once you're in it.
It traps you, man. It's not good.
Cheer up.
Can't. We're having a bad day.
You are?
I'm fine. I'm joking.
Yeah.
I'm all good. So when was Bentley then? It's been a long time, right? You've been at Bentley
yeah,
for a
but
while.
like 2 years don't count. There's this weird void of those 2 years.
What, the pandemic years?
Yeah.
All right.
Like
Okay.
it all
Hold on, can I just
Hang
pause?
on.
it
I
kind of
didn't,
rolled into one.
I didn't do a proper introduction because the general public won't know what Bentley is.
No one's going to know what the hell
No one
this
knows.
So
podcast
No,
is
no, no.
about.
Anyone's
Bentley
talking about.
is a distribution that we buy K2 and ride off and a bunch of other
Hey,
brands.
don't forget
but,
Demon.
Yeah, but you're the rep for that distribution company.
Yes,
So
correct.
Loosely termed.
rep.
What do you mean
Do you
by
want to
that?
add inverted commas to
No,
that?
no. Definitely no air quotes.
You should have put some air quotes.
Yeah, you definitely represent those brands.
Yeah.
Well,
Carry on.
I'm not speaking. No, you're good. Oh, you're my favourite rep. I vote for you every year at the SIA Awards, and I don't know why no one else gets on that bandwagon with me.
Well, in the words of the Carrot Man, it's a rigged election, mate. I got hundreds of millions of votes more than anybody else.
It's been stolen year after year. Stalker.
Interference.
Yeah, Marcus is like out the back, just pulling all the chunks out of the ballot box, throwing them down the bathroom.
It's
toilet.
all right. You know, I'll be known after I pass the mortal realm.
So when was Bentley? I've asked this question 6 times, I
Probably
reckon.
like 5 or 6 years ago.
No.
Yeah. Maybe.
No.
No.
More?
Yeah.
Gross. If I'm, well, you reckon 7? When do you get long service leave?
10.
10?
Yeah.
You sure?
Yeah. 100% sure.
Bring that up, Jamie.
Long service leaves
It's 10?
10. Yeah. You get 3 months off. Full pay. How many do you think you've done? 7. Are you
Yeah.
counting the pandemic years? You've got to count them. You were still gainfully employed. I remember talking to you a lot through
We did
the
a
pandemic.
very interesting Zoom showing with you in a
from
robe.
my house.
Yeah, you in a
Yeah.
robe and the beautiful
I
backdrop.
don't know, robe. I was wearing a suit on the top half. Pretty sure.
No, I'm pretty sure it was a.
Might have been
What
a
did you
different
have
year.
on your wall then?
Probably
It had velvet
probably
somewhere.
A picture? I don't know. What did
No.
most people put on their
you-
It's
wall?
like
I
a
think
big
you put on a
velvet
robe.
drape or something. I don't remember exactly.
I'm pretty
Pretty
sure
sure
you
you
were
had a
wearing
robe
a
on.
red velvet robe.
I have a red velvet couch. That's the couch that I still have. I don't ever put a robe on the wall.
The robe wasn't on the wall. The robe was
was
on
on
you.
me.
Yeah, I'm sure you're in a robe. You're definitely in a robe. There was something hanging behind you, like a blanket or I don't remember.
You
I just
definitely
remember
dressed up for it as well.
the Zoom came
Dress
on and
up
I
for
was
everything,
like,
including today.
what is going on?
Yeah, I'm always dressed up. Have a look at me.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
So when did
Anyway,
you
I've been at
start?
the beach. So
When did you start?
I don't know. Call the ATO. I don't remember.
You must have some
7
idea.
years or something.
Okay.
6 years. 7
But
years.
how did that come about?
There was the great shuffle. I don't know. A whole bunch of other people moved jobs, and
There was a vacancy.
yeah, there was a vacancy. I got a call from Chuck. I was in where was I? I was near Airlie Beach. I was going to drive a boat home from Airlie Beach to Melbourne for my dad and his mates. And I was on this bus from like Proserpine Airport. Chuck's like, what do you got going on at the moment? I was like, well, you wouldn't believe me if I told you. And then I drove a boat down the middle of Australia. And then I went and saw him, and then I started working with him
Hey.
shortly after.
What do you mean you drove a boat down the middle of Australia?
Had a boat on a trailer that needed to be moved.
Right. Okay, so you didn't sail a boat. I thought you were sailing a
Don't be
boat.
stupid. Can't drive a boat.
Drove a boat.
Yeah,
I thought you were just misphrasing what
No,
you're
no, I
saying.
relocated a boat.
Right, okay.
Yeah.
Right, I thought for sure you were sailing.
Did you did you know Chuck beforehand?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because I worked at a shop. You might have heard of it.
I never met Chuck through there.
Well, it's because you're over there 2 days a week.
Yeah.
Can't meet everyone.
No, I only knew Rory and Anita.
Yeah,
and
because
you.
they worked at the shop. No, he
Yeah.
just, you know,
Yeah.
it's all in there. It's all in there. Yeah.
So you went from Trigger to Bentley.
No, there was some other malarkey in between.
A
But
rap video,
yeah, that did a couple of things here and there. So
drove a boat.
Okay,
Yeah,
so that's the industry history
that's the
out
industry
the way.
part of it.
That's to where you are now.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
it.
So
Sweet.
what are you going to do another 3 years so you get your long service leave?
Because I have to now. Yeah.
You may as well.
Thought
You
I
got
was closer than that.
70% through. You may as well finish it.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
really
why
thought
not?
I was a little bit closer. But
All right, I have a question for you. What do you ride? Snowboard and outerwear and
He
everything.
doesn't ride. He just fucking does
stands
up
on the
screws.
well, I mean, luckily in my position, I don't need to pick. I just pick something out of the demo fleet.
Well, then
So,
what's your favourite board from your brands?
It's a Palmer. No, it's not a
Sims.
Palmer. I don't know. It
It's a
depends.
Sims.
I ride different ones all the time. It's the beauty of that whole thing. And
Have you ever ridden a war pig?
yeah,
What do you think?
I think they're great.
They sell pretty well.
Why? What do you think?
I don't love it.
You don't have to.
No. I sell them. I don't love it personally. My feet aren't big enough.
Ride a smaller one.
How small? How small can you go before they feel ridiculously small?
Well, I don't know.
Whatever I demoed
When they
that
first
day,
came out, there was the two sizes, like a small and a large.
Yeah, I remember
Now I'm
those.
heavy, so I should probably be on the large, but I've got like size 9, 10 feet.
Same as me.
So yeah, too wide. So I just rode the small, and I was like, well, it's fine.
I need
And then
to
the
ride a
medium,
small
then
one.
the medium came out, and I was like, I got no problem with this.
Yeah,
But
okay.
the small was what I was used to. So
Yeah, right.
and that's a 48. But yeah, that was. I haven't ridden one in a couple of years, 2 years or something.
I've never ridden one that
Probably
small.
should have put them behind.
Hey, I offered, and he
Now,
said,
everyone knows what they look like.
Well, then what's this board?
"Oh, we found
That was
out
before
before.
my time. That one, that's a decade. That's from the archives, the Borders
Yeah,
archives.
we just found that out the back. It's got. I thought it was apt that it had a K2 stomp pad on a ride board. Just sums up the whole Bentley program.
Yeah, blurred lines.
Much for a muchness.
Yeah.
Yeah, there
So
you go.
that's a decade. That would be probably like a late 90s one. There's a serial number somewhere.
Yeah, it's
probably
definitely
work it
old.
out.
It's got that older hole pattern. But
Yeah.
we got something for everyone. We always bring out a board for everyone who comes on. Skateboard, snowboard, something sort of.
It's happened once.
Okay, the last two,
Who else has sat here?
Portnoy,
Yeah.
We've had Ty from the skating
Ty
industry.
Coling, who was the very first ever Bowlerama winner and is the
right.
current Globe rat, who just had brain surgery since
Yeah.
we did that podcast. We'll have to get him back on soon to talk about that.
This has got nothing to do with the lights or anything.
Oh, man,
I had a
imagine
little
that.
bit of a headache when I got here.
Imagine if a month from now, Shunk rings up and says, "You're not going to fucking believe it. I just had to have my brain operated."
Just
No, he had
sends
a-
us a photo of his scar.
They couldn't do anything.
Yeah, he had a bleed on his brain. We'll have to get him back in to talk about it. It was pretty serious. I don't know.
Yeah, most brain surgery tends to be. I think.
True.
I hope he's all
I
right.
don't know about too many little passive brain
No.
surgeries.
No.
Yeah, he's okay. He's good. Who else has been on? Oh, Bo Mitchell, the
Yeah.
Australian Olympic skateboard coach. And you're number 4.
So what does he do? Just wears a nice tracksuit, do a kickflip. That's a joke.
Yeah.
I'm sure
He's a good dude.
I bet he's good.
Yeah. Yeah. We call him the skate whisperer. He's very
Yeah.
good. He gets the most out of kids. But yeah, his podcast is number 2 or something, 3. I don't
Yeah,
know. He was
I know the
early
order.
on. Early on.
So we're into the
No, no.
Olympics?
Are we into it?
Yeah.
As in, is Al into the
Is
Olympics?
Al into the Olympics?
Loaded question.
Be honest.
No, I'm not. I don't love watching competition skateboarding. Do you want a follow up question? Why?
Do you prefer Coke or Pepsi as the main sponsor?
Part of the problem is that I'm going to get in trouble. No matter what I say here, I can't win. So I'd rather not talk about competition.
Do you think it's fair what they did to the security guard at the 1996 Atlanta Games?
What security guard? I don't know anything about it. What happened?
So when the bomb went off and they were doing all the footage, there was a security guard who'd ultimately tried to help people, but he'd looked real suspect on some footage.
Oh
so
my
the
God.
media like pounced on him.
I
think he took his own
remember
life.
this. Yeah,
ultimately.
I remember all this.
And
He
everyone
took
was
his own
like,
life.
yeah, and everyone's like, oops, my bad.
Yeah,
and
they
his
put a-
family are like, you guys are fucked. What did you do?
Yeah. They put a bomb in a bin or something, right?
Yeah.
Oh, man. How do you remember that?
I spend a lot of time on the internet.
Yeah.
This is
I
how this is
remember
going to
that.
go. I'm going to ask you questions about the brands that you do. I'm going to get short answers, and then
Yeah,
we're
yeah.
going
Who
to talk
gives a shit
about.
about snowboarding? Stupid. Yeah,
I do.
no.
I give plenty of shits.
I vaguely.
But do you think I'm gonna
Yeah.
add anything more to the snowboard conversation than
No.
everyone?
To
on
be
the-
honest, the snowboard conversation, what is it?
Well, then we have a question for you.
Hang on. I haven't
Yeah.
read
you haven't
this.
co-signed.
Hang on. I reserve
You
the
were
right
going to
to
tell us earlier
veto.
today about something to do
Oh,
with
yeah,
jet
yeah.
planes.
Tell me. No, it wasn't jet planes. It was a submarine.
Ocean Gate, yeah.
Yeah, what's Ocean Gate?
You know what?
No, I
Ocean
don't
Gate
know
is.
what Ocean. I don't spend much time on the internet.
It was like huge regular television news for a while. There was a company called Ocean Gate, and they were out there offering like fantasy tourism that was not fantasy; it was real life. You get on board this submarine and go down and check out the wreck of the Titanic.
Is that the one that went?
Yeah,
I didn't realize that was like going to
was
become a
pay to
tourist.
play.
Yeah, I knew that, but I didn't realize it was like pay to play for anyone.
Because
What?
not many people have $1 million to
Was
go
that
on
how
a
much it
little
was?
holiday.
$1 million?
Something like that.
So
yeah.
what's the conspiracy theory?
There's no conspiracy theory.
Oh, okay. I thought it was going to turn into something way more exciting.
I'm not a conspiracy theory person. I was just like absolutely caught up in that whole thing. I was like, that thing is
So it
is
actually
amazing.
costs $1 million to go down.
Yeah,
There was an Indian billionaire and his son.
yeah, and
Okay.
There's two of them.
yeah, and the son didn't want to go. Apparently, he was like,
Turns
all
out
right,
son's
Dad, I'll
right.
go. It's Father's Day. Let's go. Down there in the dark,
Yeah, no, screw that.
How deep is it?
It didn't die. They just went.
deep, 13,000 feet or something like that.
I don't know.
Bring it up, Jamie.
5 kilometers.
5 kilometers.
I think Jamie disagrees.
They didn't die. They just went.
Oh, they didn't die slowly. Sorry, they died. There was
No,
like
they died like instantly.
while it was on the news, everyone was talking. Oh, if they're still down there, the conditions would be horrible. It's like no, it just went pop.
Yeah,
The
explosive.
submarine went pop.
Yeah,
It imploded.
so that's like explosive decompression, and
Whoa.
apparently the pressure is so great that when it finally decided it was khaki, it wasn't like they would have heard creaks. And It just would have gone
Bang.
It went bang, and because of the amount of pressure, the inside was supposedly like vaporized to white hot fire, and then they got squirted out the end. Like they'll never find any trace of those people ever again.
Oh my gosh.
No, nothing to report here. Just a little bit of wreckage.
So yeah, some of the
Not hear
outside
about
bits have been found, but anything inside, the matter, the meat,
Yeah, it's
Was
gone.
it the
That's gone.
first trip down or was
they've
this
done another one, but yeah,
No
the
humans
first one was
involved?
like
First-
paying.
first paid
No,
customers?
I think they'd done one before. Yeah, bonkers.
What a rough day. What a rough way to
Crazy.
die.
It's a terrible place to be. Down there,
You know
no
what?
windows,
No.
can't see anything.
The whole billionaire thing.
Isn't it?
though,
Wouldn't
like-
it just be pitch dark?
Yeah, there was like 2 more people, so there's like 5 in total, and it would have been smaller than like where we're sitting now.
Yeah, tiny little thing.
How long would a trip take from the surface 5Ks under?
One of them's still down there. It takes a fucking long time. Forever.
Forever. The whole mindset of like having $1 billion and searching for things to do, it's hard to, there wasn't a lot of sympathy, put it that way. I don't think there was like a mass amount of sympathy for people who have that much money that they can go and do these crazy things.
But okay,
I
hold
didn't
up.
hear a
I'm
lot
still
about
like, I'm sympathetic
someone-
that they died, but it's just like, wow, what an extravagant way to go.
a
Yeah.
crazy way to
Like
die.
it's super risky.
Yeah.
It'd be exactly the same as like a billionaire being like, "Hey, I want to go on a Formula
It's
One
like
car."
it's like, no, not really. Formula One cars are actually pretty safe, but
Or okay, I want to go to the
shooting
moon.
to the moon.
Not,
That's
not
a,
in the 80s.
no, not in the 70s.
Mm,
80s they started getting a bit safer. In the 70s they were that would be similar, but no one dies in Formula One anymore. But they die in rockets.
Yeah,
I
okay.
reckon some of the people putting the asphalt down in Qatar
True.
might answer differently to that.
Just exploding bloody, what was that? $2 million that cost them.
What did?
The cap came off a, I don't even know what it was. It was some sort of cap that came up off the
The
ground.
manhole cover.
Manhole cover sucked in.
Ninja
onto
Turtles were there.
hit the,
Why did it come off?
because the downforce of a Formula One car is so great that it's basically sucking
Oh,
everything up.
why
And
did
you
they
could
have a
turn it-
metal manhole on the middle of a track?
Well, they were welded, but the whole outer rim came loose and came
Oh.
out of the asphalt.
You know the fastest ever man-made object is the manhole cover?
What?
Yeah. They did like atomic tests in the 60s
don't
or
know.
something.
This
And
is
there
I'm
was,
trying to look to you.
I'm out. No, don't look to me for,
like if this is legit or not.
I don't know.
so
I
there was
believe
like
Trump.
there was like atomic tests done in the, I think it was like the Arizona desert or something in the 60s. And one of, they were underground nuclear explosions or whatever. And there was, like a manhole cover to some part. And when they set off one of the bombs, this manhole cover shot out, and they've done the maths on it. I reckon it was going like, I don't want to guess. This is a bring it up moment, but it's outrageously fast, like 400,000 kilometers an hour or something. Like they reckon it's gone. Like it was propelled so fast, it's in orbit because there's like this
Just 'cause it's
frame,
a
like
disc?
this pulled back frame
Because
on
of
it.
the
And it's,
pressure.
just a little manhole cover, boom.
Pressure coming out of the ground.
See you later, like the world's fastest frisbee.
Imagine being in the wrong place when that
Did
came
they
down.
find it again?
Nah, the thing
No.
is gone.
Out of space, just in orbit now.
Yeah.
Have you seen the? Oh God, I'm going to get way off track. Have you seen that?
'Cause we're
Instagram?
not already.
The Instagram clip of there's a saucepan, like a little saucepan in the fireworks, and they get bigger and bigger, and the thing just, man. I watched that maybe 25 times. It's just they start with like a really small firework and they put a pot over it, a steel pot, and it goes poop, and you're like, man, that's like 4 foot. And I was super impressed, right? And I was like, holy shit, I didn't think that'd get off the ground by 4 foot.
But the sparks come
They
back
kept-
down and light everything else.
They kept upsizing the explosion under the saucepan or whatever it was. the
Redoing
pot.
the boom.
And by the end one, it is going like it looks like it's going to the moon, and it's just a pot. It's just like I'll find it. I don't even know. I would have sent it to a bunch of people. I'm sure. I'm surprised I didn't send it to you. I send you a lot of crap.
No.
It's
It's
great.
the marketing people from ScanPan.
Yeah, the pot kept going too. Yeah, it was pretty impressive. I don't
Yeah,
know.
right. Same pot.
Yeah, I guess. So. I don't know. They kept finding it. It kept coming back pretty close. It was
Really?
remarkably
Accurate.
It would land remarkably close. Just the wind was moving it, I guess.
There you go.
Yeah, highly entertaining. I know. I like stupid things. So does he.
Yeah, I know.
You put me on to
What's that? The car?
the broke dads one. What is that called?
Low income single dad cars.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that's a great Instagram if you want to follow something.
Yeah.
Low incomes. What is it? Low
Low-income single dad cars.
low income single dad car. It's a great Instagram. Good follow. Get into that. Yeah. Anyway, so I've got a
Yeah.
question.
What's that?
What's the fascination with jets? Because every time I get on a plane and I'm sitting near the window seat and I'm near the wing, I film it and I send you some of them, and others I film them thinking
Well, you
I'll
mustn't
send
have been
this,
on. Yeah, you
I'll
haven't
send
sent me
this to
any.
Chunk. I definitely sent you one. I was
no,
in Vanuatu, it was raining.
We were
Oh,
driving.
yeah.
And I was like,
did get
fuck,
one.
Chunk's going to love
I
this.
thought that was
I
more.
filmed about 4 or 5
I
of
thought
them.
it was more Vanuatu related than it was jet.
No,
related.
that was
No.
the
We-
water coming off the
I
wing.
still remember the day that we found out about this jet plane thing.
Yeah.
And it was at Perisher, and you started telling us a jet story, and you started tearing up.
Yeah, I'll probably tear up now.
Why?
They're just fucking radical.
Where did that come from?
I don't know. I just like seeing them. They're loud. They go really fast. I don't know. They're sick.
Yeah, I suppose.
What's your
I'm
favorite?
never going to get to go in them.
What's
Why?
your
You
favorite
could go
jet
in it.
plane?
Oh, I went to for the first time in my life, I went to the Avalon Air Show the start of this year. And two things. One, I was supposed to see the F-35 and the F-22, but the F-35 never showed up on the day that I went there. So I'm furious with the Royal Australian Air Force, and I need answers from them, to be honest.
We'll tag them.
But
in
the
this.
F-22, the F-22 is like the wild one. Only the US has that one, and it's like got the lowest visibility. Like it's pretty much stealth, and it's the most advanced, like
Fighter jet.
Tactical fighter. Yeah.
F-35. What's the
How
F-35?
tall-
F-35 is like the new one. They got like 2 variations. I think they might have 3 or something now, but it's like one of them is capable of a vertical takeoff like the old Harrier
like the
jump
old
jets and that.
Harriers, yeah.
But because of that, it's not like as radical through the air as But I don't know. They're just loud and
Yeah,
rad.
right.
So,
How tall is that one that's so stealth?
what do you mean tall? Like when it stands up?
Like you said, it's like almost.
Well, I'm obviously not in aviation or
No.
what? No, I'm definitely not. But I don't know. Jamie.
Bring it up, Jamie.
No, I don't know. There's ways that planes show up on radar and that sort of thing, and it's like pretty much invisible, at least until it's like too late.
Yeah,
So
right.
They can't like see them coming.
What's your question? How tall is it?
Yeah, because he said like
6'6".
Yeah, but not tall as in. It's
Yeah, they're just
Isn't
hard.
that-
They're hard
isn't
to
hard
see.
to see in a radar or
Yeah.
right by a radar.
Why? How does a radar pick up a jet?
Fuck.
Magic.
Yeah, radar technology. I have no idea. Isn't
A
it?
series of beeps. It's like Morse code, but more annoying.
How actually
A
does it work?
radar-
How does it work?
A signal goes out and a signal bounces back.
Yeah, right. So if
You
it
got one at
hits
the front
metal-
door of the shop.
Yeah.
Okay.
Beep.
So the good
Yes.
fighter jets
Essentially.
are like the people that sort of step over the radar.
Stealthy.
You don't know till they're in the office.
You don't see them coming at all.
Yeah.
But yeah, they're F-35. I still don't know what that is. What was the one in the new Top? Did you like the new Top Gun?
Yeah, I thought it was pretty good.
I didn't feel that.
No,
when
I
you
did.
said
I
that.
thought it was really good.
That was the way I talked about the War Pig just then.
No. No. Like, have you seen the first one, though? Like, it was
Yeah,
pretty,
of course I saw the first one.
pretty stupid still, though.
I was
wasn't it?
the first one was horrendously stupid, but
Yeah.
at the time I thought it was amazing.
Yeah.
I was a kid. How I would have been, I don't know, teenager, young.
Yeah.
And Tom Cruise wasn't crazy back then. He was like less of a Scientologist. He definitely
Sort of
wasn't.
feel like you haven't watched it. He's crazy. He's been crazy forever.
Yeah, but we didn't know. It wasn't. There was no internet. We didn't know about
We're
this man.
still cool with him somehow.
Yeah, he was still cool. Yeah.
We are still cool with him. Like,
Yeah,
how
I'm
good
still
was
cool
the
with
new
him.
one? Like,
I'm
why
okay.
are you in more movies, Tom?
I'm okay with Tom's movies. I don't have a problem. He's not trying to sell me Scientology.
Everyone's is just cool with Tom Cruise
I
because
don't know,
he's such
'cause
a good
he's-
actor.
I've met him.
Yeah.
True
and-
story.
And what, you're interviewing me?
I don't think I can get him on.
Tell us about your Tom Cruise story.
My Tom Cruise story was back in the film industry days, and I was on
feel like
Mission
we're
Im-
glossing over that a bit too.
Mission. Yeah, no, we don't talk about it. Mission Impossible 2, maybe 3. I'd have to check with John. I can't remember, but I just went on set and I was doing the guns and
How
had to
tall
meet
is he?
him. Tiny. He comes up. He was wearing heels, and he kind of comes.
When you
up
say
to them.
heels, like platforms.
cowboy
Sexy
boot.
ones.
Cowboy boots. He wears cowboy boots, and he
For
was
that reason?
short. Well, I presume so. It was. I've talked about this before, not on camera, but I've talked about this before. There is actually something about that guy. Like he had this. He's a tiny little dude.
Did he give you a little tummy butterfly? Did he?
No, not at all. I didn't. I went in just going. I'd done it. I was doing it as for a living, so I was meeting all these
Yeah.
big names, and some are cool and some aren't. And I thought he would be. I don't know. I don't know what I expected.
Not live up to the hype.
He doesn't like. I just walked up, said g'day because I was working with him and the woman on the set that day, and I was just
Were you
handling.
carrying one of these guns?
Yeah, I was handling the guns for them though. So you have to talk to them.
So,
You can't just rock up with a gun.
so Tom Cruise was nice to the guy with a gun.
Nice to the guy with his gun.
Okay.
It wasn't day one, so I was filling in for John. He was on some other thing, so yeah, it was a couple of days on a set out at Parramatta Jail. Maybe rings a bell. Parramatta Jail in Sydney. So yeah, it was cool. But I met him, and he just had a I'm not going to say the word aura. Am I?
You just did.
He had something. There was something about him that was kind of interesting.
Got tummy butterflies.
No, I didn't at all. But he was one of those guys, when you met him, you're kind of like, everything that you sort of preconceived just went away, and he was just a regular dude. Pretty cool. Tiny though, really, really small. And Nicole Kidman was with him at the time, and she was not really, really small. She's like my height or taller. So that was weird too. And she was always in flat shoes, I noticed. So I presume that was in the marriage contract. I don't know. She was easy my height.
I read something the other day that all his ex-wives, he separated with them when they were 33 years old, and each one of his wives are 11 years apart in age.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
That's probably a Scientology thing. Something to do with the aliens, probably. Who knows? Yeah. I don't know. Look, whatever. He makes good movies, right?
Mm.
Does anyone hate any Tom Cruise movies? He's never going to win an Oscar. He's not an actor, but he's good at what he does.
Didn't he?
What? He's good at jumping off
He's
cliffs.
Well, he's just that kind of actor, you know? He's not that.
Has he never won
He
awards?
plays Tom Cruise, does he not? Like every movie, he seems to be the same character or ish. He's not a character actor, so to speak. I don't think he's won an Oscar. No way. Jamie?
Yeah, for Tropic Thunder.
Was he in Tropic? Oh, yeah. No?
Yeah.
Yeah, he was.
He's like the studio executive.
That's right. That's a great movie. I was thinking about that the other day. Yeah, Robert Downey Jr. in that is amazing.
Who brought that up the other day?
I don't know, but it was
We were talking
hilarious. And
about
I
it.
was like, oh, I remember that line. I can't remember the line now, but yeah. He's never won an Oscar? Jamie brought it up, and it turns out no Oscar.
What
That
about a
was huge.
Razzie?
Yeah.
He's probably
Golden
won, he
Raspberry.
would have won a couple of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Isn't that like Leo? He only just won an
Really?
Oscar recently.
Don't think. Oh,
Yeah.
that's right. That's a shit movie.
And he went up at the end of it, they like have to engrave the actor's name into the trophy at the end, and he's like leaning on the bench, and while the girl's like engraving his name, he goes, "Oh, so this is what you do? I wouldn't know."
No.
They do it there on the night?
Yeah,
I met
because
him
obviously
too.
they're blank, and then whoever gets it, they engrave it at the end of the ceremony.
I feel like they'd be a bit better organised than that.
Do you want to talk about Leo? I met him too.
Well, you were talking about the Titanic.
You asked.
Yeah, I was.
Yeah, I met him. Romeo and Juliet screen test under one of those bridges you were talking about in Sydney, the Anzac Bridge, I think it is. They filmed that screen test under there. He was a kid. He would have been 18, 17, 18. I would have been like 22, 3.
No tummy butterflies.
No, I didn't know who he was. But
No aura.
turned out, no.
Auraless. What an auraless
He was
man.
a cheeky little shit. He was fucking spinning the gun on his finger and doing everything that we are supposed to stop them doing, and I couldn't control him. Yeah, it was bad. I actually didn't like them.
How old were you at the time?
Probably 22, 3.
How old was he?
Like 17, 18, max. He was a kid. He looked like a little kid. Gilbert Grape. Remember Ollie West, who used to
Yeah,
work
yeah.
for us? He looked like Ollie West.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was real young. He'd just come off, which I didn't know, he'd just come off that film with Russell Crowe and Sharon Stone, that Western. It's shit. Can't remember what it's called, but I later saw that film, and the whole film's like fucking him spinning guns and shooting guns. And I'm like, oh, no wonder he was doing that so well, because he properly knew what he was doing. But yeah, I met lots of these weird people back in
He's
the day.
done all right for himself, hasn't
Yeah,
he?
he's turned out all right.
Yeah.
Here's another one with the
He
weird
doesn't.
girlfriend.
He doesn't date.
situation.
There's a girlfriend situation for you. What's his oldest girlfriend? 22.
I think no, he
No,
dated
25. He drops him
dated someone above the age of what everyone was like
Legal.
giving him shit about. and he dated someone that was like 30, 31.
No.
Yeah,
Gross.
he did.
No.
Yuck.
That's about the age Tom Cruise
yucky.
gets rid of him and he started. No way.
I think he just did it to like shut the newspapers up.
Yeah, probably. I bet he's ditched
And
her.
then she
He's
was
back
like a
to the
supermodel. I think it was like, I don't know,
He'd be like
28.
28. That's not. 28 is so young. It's so young. How old's he? 48, 47, 48?
I don't know. I can't see from
She's like,
there. Stunning.
yeah. I don't think he's ever dated a 6 out of 10. He's 49. So I'm 52. So I'm only 3 years older than him. And I thought he was an immature little shit. There you go. I must have been a fairly mature 20. Let's see, he would have been like 20. Wow, he looked young. Maybe that's why he's doing so well with the 20-year-old girls. He probably still looks
He does
quite young.
not look 20 now.
No.
He's got a beer gut.
I haven't seen him lately.
You can be 20 with a beer gut.
Yeah, but the whole world has seen
Probably
him.
shouldn't be, but you can be.
You can be.
Is it a beer gut or a McDonald's gut at 20?
You can for $5 a day.
They walk hand in hand. Don't they?
Yeah, they kind of do. They kind of do.
What did you say? What was your plug before? You can for $5 a day.
Oh, for just $5 a day, you too can have some cold drinks.
Oh, God. So what are we doing?
Yeah, I don't know. This is your show.
Do you want to talk to us about Ride or K2?
And what are we about to see?
Well, is this a tool for the shop? I don't know. What do you want to know?
We've even spoken about doing like semi like
You
PKs.
mean, is this a tool for the shop?
Yeah, it is a tool for a shop.
All right, I thought we were just wasting time.
So that's what Portnoy said too. What is this podcast about? We don't know.
Yeah.
It's an office chat podcast.
Well, I'm not doing one like just impromptu, but I don't know. I'm showing you hopefully some boots and bindings. Yeah, but I mean, without them here, it lacks a bit of visual oomph, doesn't it?
Yeah, but we can't show
quite a few
certain-
people will
Nah,
be
probably
just
not that stuff yet anyway.
listening
No.
anyway.
because it's delivering end of 2024, 25.
Yeah, that's for the boots and bindings.
Yeah.
But it's constantly moving. I don't know. I mean, it's funny. I do the two brands. They're quite different brands from one another, I think. But I guess both under a similar parent company. So I don't know. Like overall, I don't know. What's the question again? What am I doing? I mean, the general
You
direction of
just
the
said-
brand. I don't know. Ride is probably a bit more sort of like skate-like, I suppose, as a brand. K2 is like a heritage sort of brand in a way. K2's been making boards since 1987, and K2 is in that little thing. That's a Ride one, and Ride since 1991, I think it is.
Couldn't say. You're the boss.
92 it must be, because, Rough Around the Edges, which is a free documentary on Ride Snowboards, which you should all go watch. You should put that link in the bio.
On it,
and
Rough
put it there.
Around the
It's
Edges.
a fantastic film. It's about, Ride's sort of story as well, but I don't know. I think the product's fantastic.
Has Ride, this is a serious question, believe it or not, has Ride in the last 18 months, 2 years, started to do more marketing in the US? Like, I've noticed Ride T-shirts on like those mid-level celebrities, and I'm starting to see that logo, that Ride logo, a lot more in mainstream media.
Well, they've done a few pretty interesting sort of collaborations. Now, I don't know if you have it in your collection anywhere. I feel like you might. Russell Winfield, who's one of the earlier Ride team guys, you've got one of those boards sitting around?
No, I don't, but I wish I did. I met him too. Fuck, I feel like a wanker.
No, I met him on a few months ago, at like our sales meeting.
Are you prepared to say his nickname?
He's like the head of product design or something now at our whole it's called Elevate, which is like the parent sort of brand, and that's like an outdoor company thing.
Yeah,
It
right.
Including all the skis and backcountry equipment and all that. But I think he's sort of like the creative director there now, and he was quite close with Virgil Abloh, who was the creative director of Louis Vuitton, I think. At the
Really?
end, at the end of his, he passed away not that long ago, but he's a superstar,
Yeah, right.
in the fashion and art world and all of that.
Interesting.
So they were close, and they did a board together. So there's been a Russell Infield and Virgil Abloh collaboration,
Really?
and
Yeah, right.
Ride just put out Rated R, and I don't know, some of our team riders are, in the upper echelons of cool people. So maybe it's
Yeah, it just seems to be
leaking out.
popping up. I was
Ride just put out a whole like feature film, so like a
yeah, right.
2-year project, and if you haven't seen that, chuck that in the bio too. That's really good. But yeah, I don't know, they're doing really good things
That's
at the
good.
moment. If you ain't on board for it,
Just what are you
piss
doing?
off.
Yeah, what are you doing? Yeah, I'm not. I can't remember exactly where I saw it. I think I was watching something with my wife. I think it's called Winter House. It's like one of those Bravo shows. You know those sailing yacht shows and stuff, Below Deck
Below
and all
Deck.
that stuff. Yeah, and it was someone
You've
like
seen
that.
the episode names of those shows?
No,
Oh,
not
so
I've not
good.
been
It's so
constant-
heavily
yeah, right.
innuendoed. It's
Innuendo names.
outrageous.
Yeah, right.
Like what?
Come and get it. Spelled C-U-M. Like, it's fucked. And you just... So I don't have a regular
Okay.
TV at home, but if I'm burning around like this, I'm always like on the TV because I'm like, fuck, I can't believe like Larry Emder's still on the air and whatever. I forget these things, but you go like through the channels and it's like Below Deck season 4, like throw them titties overboard. You're like, what the fuck is going on
Yeah,
here?
it's a pretty wild. They're pretty wild shows, but
Yeah.
Either way, I saw someone wearing Ride t-shirt, and it was a snow based show. That's why I kept watching. But one of the guys was riding a war pig or a twin pig or something, and it just seemed like I'm like, there's no way that's coincidence. That's been arranged.
We just did a board with Supreme. So
How much is
yeah,
that?
we're up there, man.
yeah, right.
I don't think I'll ever get to see or touch one, but we did one.
Yeah, right. I can imagine the price.
We don't. Supreme are in control of all
Yeah,
that
right.
sort of thing, but
Why
they
did that-
make bricks and stuff, so they obviously know how to find a good brand.
Yeah,
and
true.
they found us.
I was going to say, how did that collab come across?
That
Well,
would've-
I don't know because I'm just the guy who lives in Melbourne, so I wasn't involved there. But I don't know. There's some really cool people who work at Ride, and yeah,
It's good. It's
Making
great.
things happen.
It's got a great feel as a brand. It always has. I've always liked it as a brand.
Yeah.
It suits us. It's a really cool brand for us. I don't know. It's got a skateboard-y vibe to it. A lot of
you
snowboard
seen that new
brands.
film yet?
No.
You should see it. Sick.
Which one's it called?
Called
Rated R.
You'll be into riding rails and that sort of thing. Oh, there's some good backcountry stuff.
How about
in
you
it as
just
well.
put it on USB and send it to us so we can play it in the shop?
It's on YouTube, dude. You just hook it up.
Well, but then you got to wait for the ads.
So then I'm going to go to one of those bootlegger websites and download from YouTube.
Don't they send it to you?
Not this one. Not yet. I'm sure I'll be able to get a hold of it at some point, but
I'll
they
just
only
bootleg
released
off
it.
YouTube.
They did the release the other, like, it's only a week or two old.
This is on YouTube. You can't say bootleg it off YouTube on this podcast.
Oh, yeah, shit.
We would
That's what I'm
never
saying.
we would never bootleg anything off YouTube. Great broadcasting
We'll get
platform.
it from you, Chunk.
Yeah, we'll get it from our rep
You can't do it anyway. Their codes are too strong.
because they're great. Yeah, well, there you go.
So
Well,
yeah, no, that's and then yeah, I don't know. Just buy the shit. It's rad. All that other stuff is shit.
don't buy anything.
No, we got something for everyone between
Yeah.
the two brands and between whatever style of riding you've got, and I think hopefully for every foot we've got a boot for you. So
Sorry, I'm just communicating over here with Jamie.
I have always loved the ride graphics.
good. I worked really hard on that.
No, you had so much
You
to
should
do with
see
them.
my crayon book at home. Should I put a skull on this one? Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, you could have designed the war pigs lately.
Yeah.
They've been pretty crayony.
Yeah. I like
Every
the
year.
women's graphics because I'm not into
Most of the men's graphics
rainbows
are
and
great.
butterflies and love hearts.
Yeah, they're a bit darker. As a
Yeah, I
brand.
like them.
K2
I like a
covered the
blackboard.
rainbows and butterflies pretty well. They're not as dark as a brand.
Where?
Yeah,
Show me
back
one.
Okay, maybe not rainbows and butterflies, but they're a little more colourful than Ride. They're a little more white and blue than
That skateboard
black.
company with Enjoy
Enjoy. They do the rainbow. They're trying to get the rainbow back.
from where?
I don't know.
Where
From
did
the
it go?
kids. you know where it went. It disappeared off kids' pictures and found a new community. And
Oh, you
enjoy.
can't use it now.
You can use it,
I
sure.
was going to say it's
You
a
can-
rainbow.
Yeah,
Why
you can
did?
still use it, but it's been claimed, kind of.
Yeah. Do you know,
Those bloody leprechauns.
do you know what I
know.
found out a really
There's no
fun
pot of
fact
gold
about
at the end.
rainbows? That
Oh,
if you actually are in the sky, a rainbow is a full circle. So there's actually no end
It's
to a
just
rainbow.
light
Yeah,
refracting,
every jet
right?
enthusiast knows that.
Sorry, news to me.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's just refracting light.
Yeah, well, I thought they were just.
You know there's
an
no
arm.
end, right? If you walk towards the end of it, it'll just keep moving.
Yeah, I knew that part, but I
My
didn't.
life motto, bro. Just keep moving.
Just keep moving. There's no
keep
end to the
swimming.
rainbow anyway.
Just keep
Yeah,
swimming.
just keep swimming.
Keep hustling. Keep grinding.
Oh, far out. This has gone so sideways.
Yeah.
All right, well, that's about that, right?
Yeah, I don't think anyone else could possibly stomach any more of this.
I can't.
If you're still here, I owe you $5. Sorry.
Okay, I reckon we lost everyone at the F-35, probably.
No.
Yeah.
Buy,
about
you buy them a bag of ice for the rescue to
Yeah,
keep it
yeah,
beer cool.
$5. I can get you some cold drinks, but you got to bring your own
You
drinks.
gotta bring your own drinks. I'll chill them. Just can't bring them. It's been an absolute pleasure.
Yeah.
Thank you for coming.
No worries. Thanks
gotta
for all
go
the
do it.
notice.
We got to go do a showing now.
Yep.
Look at some boots.
Yeah.
For everyone
Should we-
listening live, we'll be on Pittwater Road in about
Should
5
we
minutes.
name this episode Chunk Came?
Okay.
He came, he saw, he conquered.
Definitely.
All right, good night.
All right. See ya.
Bye.